Time now for the morning rush. APD will continue looking into two reported shooting threats involving APS schools. Late last night, Wilson Stadium was evacuated, cutting a high school football game between Sandia and Manzano short. Earlier on Thursday morning, extra police presence was seen at Valley High after social media reports of a planned shooting there.
Albuquerque police say they've arrested more than a dozen serial robbery suspects. This is part of an operation which began September 4th. The arrests include Ada Melendez and Robert Sanchez, who police say shoplifted from Albertsons. When confronted, police say Melendez pointed a gun at employees.
A repeat offender who is tied to as many as 80 burglaries in the metro area has been arrested again. Accused serial burglar Jesse Mascareño Heidel is in trouble again, and this is after he's accused of breaking into cars at Rio Grande High School earlier in the week. The DA is now asking judges what it will finally take to keep repeat offenders behind bars.
The Department of Justice has agreed to pay $88 million to the victims of the 2015 South Carolina church shooting. The impacted families had sued the DOJ over a faulty background check, which allowed the shooter, Dylan Roof, to buy the gun used in the massacre.
The governor is expected to continue extending the state's mask mandate. Dr. Davis Gray says that based on the past gating criteria, he estimates when we get back down to about 200 new cases per day is when they will consider lifting the mask mandate. Erica.
Here's a look at that school day forecast. Temperatures in the mid-40s this morning. A bit chilly, so wear the layers, but will be really nice by the afternoon with temperatures in the upper 60s with calm winds.
With cannabis about to be sold in the state of New Mexico next year, other states are warning parents and teens to read the labels on snacks and candy. The warnings say to watch out for cannabis products that look like normal everyday snacks and treats. Some experts say that it's unlikely that the cannabis products will end up in children's trick-or-treat baskets. It's because of the high cost of the cannabis edibles.
The U.S. House has postponed their votes on Biden's infrastructure bill after House progressives refused to vote without a deal on the social and climate package during a visit to Capitol Hill. Yesterday, the president had hoped to secure a deal to pass two bills that covered infrastructure, climate change, child care, and more. Erica.
Here's a look at the Metro Threat Index. It's low today, just for those cool temperatures this morning where you're going to want the warm jackets and coats.
The Bernalillo County District Attorney's Office will now be monitoring police misconduct and holding officers accountable with an office-wide database. The DA's office says that there's a need now for monitoring and investigating dishonesty, bias, and other damaging behavior by police officers. The automated system has been in effect now for several months.
Terrifying moments at an Albuquerque dental office that sent everyone ducking for cover. 9 patients were being seen at Kids First Dental Care when a bullet came through the front window of their office on Zuni and Charleston. A patient in the parking lot saw 2 cars driving by exchanging gunfire. We did reach out to APD. We've yet to hear back.
A reminder that early voting ends tomorrow. That's also the last day to register to vote. After that, you will have to wait until Election Day on Tuesday to cast your ballot. Those who have an absentee ballot should hand deliver it to any of the voting centers. You can find details about the election at alwaysonkrqe.com. Erica.
All right, let's get a check on that morning drive. On the maps, we are looking clear. No accidents or slowdowns to report. And here's a look at Tracker. Starting to see more cars on the road now, but it looks to be moving right along.
All right, take a look at this. A woman in Chicago stole an Amazon truck with the Amazon worker still in the back. It's all the talk this morning. This happened yesterday afternoon on Chicago's north side. According to police, the woman had been threatening 2 people with a knife. She then hopped into that truck and drove away. She made it a few blocks before crashing. Thankfully, no one was seriously hurt.
Welcome back. On this day in 1993, it was the first snow of the season in many spots across the northern mountains and eastern New Mexico. 16 inches of snow fell at Angel Fire, 6 at Red River, 3 in Cloudcroft, 2 in Las Vegas, Clayton, and Roswell. It looks like we could see a winter storm by next week, so we'll keep you updated on that. Time now for the 5 facts.
At number 5, the Hot Wheels lineup could soon feature a custom design from right here in New Mexico. Paul Kalinian from Santa Fe and his 2-seater Lulu have been moving through the elimination rounds at the Hot Wheels Legends Tour. Yesterday, 9 semifinalists were reduced to 5. Lulu took second place. The winning car will be replicated at 1/64th the size and sold as part of the toy line.
At number 4, an Albuquerque woman is asking for the public's help this morning after a thief ran off with her Halloween decorations. The surveillance footage shows the thief deflating the Nightmare Before Christmas decorations. This was at a home near Coors and I-40. Well, the homeowner says that a total of 6 decorations worth more than $1,000 they were taken on Monday night. A reward is now being offered for their return.
And at number 3, it is going to be a mild and quiet day. We'll see temperatures in the 60s and 70s for the low terrain and 50s and 60s in the high terrain.
And number 2, the governor is expected to continue extending the state's mask mandate. That is because Dr. Davis Gray says it's all based on the past gating criteria. Now, he estimates that when we get back down to about 200 new cases per day, they will consider lifting the mask mandate. Dr. Strace also points to increases in hospitalizations and overworked hospital staff. Now, as the holidays approach, Dr. Strace says that no restrictions will be added, only guidance for family gatherings.
Number 1, this morning APD will continue looking into 2 reported shooting threats involving APS schools. Last night, Wilson Stadium was evacuated, cutting a high school football game between Sandia and Manzano short. Witnesses say someone used a loudspeaker to tell everyone to leave the stadium, while coaches ran onto the field to get players into their locker rooms. Police say APS notified them of the threat. It was the second threat of the day. Early on Thursday morning, extra police presence was seen at Valley High School after social media reports of a planned shooting there. No shooting actually took place at either school or the event, but it's put staff, students, and police on edge this morning. As we mentioned, police will continue investigating exactly where that potential threat came from. If you have any details about that, you're asked to call authorities immediately.